Jesus. Do Jesus. Do Jesus. Is that what Brother Jay say? Is that what Brother... I'm supposed to be taking a nap right now. I'm supposed to be taking a nap right now. I'm supposed to be taking a nap right now and resting for tonight's festivities for New Year's Eve party at my cousin and them house, at my cousin and them house. And what? I went live earlier today. What did I tell y'all earlier today in my live? I said specifically, be careful of the content that we are bringing into the new year. Child, real mamas, real mamas. When I said earlier I was getting my life through some of the YouTube videos that we were watching, well, I was watching and some of you were watching this morning. I didn't get my whole life yet until I got off that live and finished watching VS and what happened and everything. Because I was in the live. I was in the live when she was talking about, I'm gonna meet up with this Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? I don't know the rest of the words, but y'all fill them in if you want to. But was Kiki, was she riding? Does she love her? That's the question. That's the question. Let me keep it real up in this mofo. Let me keep it real up in this mofo. See, I didn't know if I wanted to do this live on this channel or the Hood Table channel. I really didn't know. But since I have a larger platform on this channel, I was like, let me just do it on the Timely Prime Time channel. And I'll eventually transfer it over to the Hood Table channel. But, I'm sorry. I would hate to throw Deanna's model up in this chat, but we got questions. I gotta take that from Deanna Irwin, and I love me some Deanna Irwin. I cannot wait to meet her at the Vegas gate and whoop de whoop whoop. But what in the entire hell? What? Y'all, hold on. Let me. Whoosah. Now let me tell y'all real quick. Although I watch everybody in this section, I watch everybody in this sector, and ain't nobody gonna tell me who to watch and who not to watch. Nobody. If you don't like who I watch, you can drop me. You can drop my channel. But anyway, we got questions. I'm so side-eyeing. Let me do my side-eye. Okay, that's done. I'm side-eyeing this Kiki, and I don't give a doggone how anybody feels about VS. She's not my favorite person on YouTube. Not by far. I might watch her. She's not my favorite person on YouTube. But sometimes I have to admit she's very entertaining. Just like a lot of other people on here that a lot of other people watch, but they really don't like them. But they continue to watch them because it's entertaining, and it also feeds your channel because it gives you clicks and views when you do commentary on it. So I'm going to just drop that right there. I'm going to just leave that right there. But, yeah, real mama's right, exactly. And I'm trying to look in the right direction to the I don't normally go live on my on my cell phone, so I hate having to find that little camera dot like right there. I think it's right there. But anyway, regardless of how you feel about VS, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm from the hood, and I'm straight from the hood, and I done had people on my live in my chat to tell you Tanya's from the hood and how it goes down in Omaha, Nebraska. Let me tell you, if y'all ain't never been to my hood in Omaha, Nebraska, and I grew up in the hood, involved in gangs, all that whoop, 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 ain't no way in hell. And I don't care how you feel about VS. I don't care if you hate her, if she disgusts you, if she doxed you, I don't give a damn how you feel about VS. Let me tell you, it would have went down in the IHOP. Not outside the IHOP. It would have went down in the IHOP. Ain't nan chick ever approached Tanya. See, in the streets, I'm not known as Tanya Primetime. Well, I am now because, my YouTube channel. But in the streets when I used to hang out, and do some, side eye things, I was known as Taz, Manian, Devil. Okay, that's what a lot of my clique called me back in the day. Taz, Manian, Devil. Because I can be the sweetest person you could ever meet. Like the sweetest person you could ever meet. But I'm going to tell you this, Heavy Bear, I'm going to tell you this, and anybody else. If somebody would have met up with me in a spot where they weren't invited and was talking trash to me, I'm going to tell you this. It would have went down in the IHOP. And again, I don't care how you feel about VS. It would have went down in the IHOP. That's just what it is. First of all, you didn't came where you invited. You invaded my privacy. And I'm not like trying to advocate VS or nothing. This is anybody. It could be you, or you. Any of y'all who dox, any of y'all who don't dox, any of y'all who be going to people's jobs, going to people's apartments, any of y'all. It could have been anybody. If anybody would approach me at a restaurant, it would have been on and popping. I'm telling you, it would have been on and popping. I don't know where or how y'all grew up, but where I grew up, it would have been on and popping. On and popping like hot butter popcorn popping. And I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping it all the way straight a buck. And again, I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care how you feel about VS. I don't care how you feel about VS. But one thing I will say, I think that Kiki has something to do with that. And I'm not gonna sleep on that chick. Nope, sure ain't. VS Mama was right, and a lot of people in the chat was right. That was a whole entire setup. From the beginning to the end. And when I was watching VS this morning, when I first got up this morning, I was watching a live, and Kiki jumped on the live, and she was like, I really love you. I want to be with you. My man, he likes you too, but I like you too, and we're going to be together, and that's my girlfriend, and whoop. Something... Y'all, the live I did earlier today, y'all heard me in the live I did earlier today. I said I cannot believe VS would meet up with somebody after all the things that she has been involved in on YouTube, after all the court dates that she didn't go to, after all the restraining orders that she didn't get served, after all the people who hate her and that the sound of her name, the thought of her disgusts a lot of people. But regardless, I could not believe, and I said it on my last live this morning. I said, I cannot believe VS is going to meet up with this chick named Kiki, and she's never met her before besides online. And people always joke about VS. She don't step outside the house. VS ain't gonna show up. VS ain't gonna do this. She don't let her kids at the house. She keep them trapped in the closet. Trapped in the closet like Kels. She keeps them trapped in the closet. And everything like that. I'm like, sorry. I need to turn my notifications off before I use my phone. I don't normally go live on my phone, so I forgot to turn the notifications off. But anyway, I couldn't believe that she met up with this Kiki. Miss Hollywood, you said, hello, Tanya, what happened? I thought everything was good with VS and Kiki. Real problem said technically she was wrong, but via the G code, she asked for that. Thank you. Okay, I'm a full-grown woman now. And regardless how I used to get down in the streets, regardless how many fights I had in the street, regardless how many butts I whooped in the streets, I'm still a full-grown ass woman. If you're going to approach me at a restaurant and cuss me out and all this kind of stuff in my face, it probably would have went down in the restaurant. I'm just being honest. And I'm not trying to say VS was right or VS was wrong. I'm just trying to say what I would have done. Now, some people is like, well, yeah, she was wrong. She followed the chick. She went out the door. Woo, 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 woo. It would have been no out the door. We would have just been right there. Pancakes would have been all over the place. Syrup would have been all over. Yeah, I said syrup would have been all over the place. Sausages, bacon, eggs, chicken, hamburger, whatever IHOP serves would have been all over the place. All over the place. I'm just telling you. See, I'm just like, people don't, you don't approach people like that. You don't approach people. And again, I'm going to say it probably 5,000 more times before I end this video. I don't care how you feel about VS. Y'all have to put yourself in that situation where somebody that followed you, somebody that sat down at your table where you are whining and dining, minding your own business, and they start going off on you and cussing you out. How many of y'all would have just stood up and just walked away and say, hi, have a nice, blessed day. Happy New Year's. I hope your Christmas was great. See you on the tube. I'll wait. Thank you, real mamas. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. The God, honest truth, and as my mother's in heaven, and as she has never been able to stop me from whooping no ass ever in life when she was alive. All she would say whenever I would get into something, and my brothers or whoever would be like, Mom, Tanya out there, Tanya at the basketball court, Tanya, she fighting and went down with the make sure she don't get jumped. Because my mother knew there's nothing that you can do if you mess with me and you approach me and you get in my circle, it's about to go down. I don't mess with nobody. I don't approach nobody. I don't go to nobody's house. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it honest. Regardless who it is, let's just take the person out of the picture. Take the name out of the picture. Take VS out of the picture and put anybody else's name in there that you want. And just think, what would you have done in that situation? This ain't YouTube. They done came into your real life. They done approached you. They done stepped up to you. They done sat down at the table while you drinking some coffee. Man, coffee would have been, I'm telling you, like that chick that got burned up in the McDonald's drive-thru by that hot coffee, it would have been on and popping. I'm just saying. And again, I'm no VS advocate. Let me just make that very clear. Again, I'm just saying, I'm just looking at a general scene and what's going on. And then on top of that, I had to happen to peruse over the Five Babes chat. And Five Babe was on the phone with the cops making a report about what was going on and telling them she had witnessed somebody getting beat up, monkey stomped, mollywopped, whatever you want to call it, at the IHOP over there. I was like, and y'all have to give me your honest opinion about that. I mean, your honest opinion. Like, there were some people in Five Babe's chat saying, Five Babe, this ain't how we get down in the shy. There was literally people in Five Babe's chat saying, this is not how we get down in the shy. We don't pick up the phone and call in no fight on YouTube. Regardless what's going on with you and her, this is not how we get down in the shy. And then there were some people in her chat saying, get her, Five Babe, get her, Five Babe, get her, put her in jail. You got a restraining order against her, so you say, so put her in jail. So y'all got to give me your honest opinion on that. Would y'all have called the cops and let them know that there was a fight at the IHOP over there and somebody got mollywopped or monkey stoned? Would y'all have called in about that? Just let me know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not in Five Babe's position, so I can't say I would or I wouldn't have, because I'm not in Five Babe's situation. Five Babe, obviously has a lot of built up anger, frustration, tension, whatever you want to call it, with VS. So I knew that 5A would immediately go live about it. I knew that part. But what I didn't expect was 5A to call the police authority and VS neck of the woods to make a report saying she's gonna put that girl in jail. This she talking about God. All this happened because of God. God made this happen. God made Kiki invite um VS to breakfast for a mini meet and greet at the IHOP. God, he had this all in his plans, all in his works, just so VS could be there sitting there minding her own business, kikiing with Kiki. And in strolls this Sharine, one of Wally's moderators, by the way, who has been trying to get meet up with uh VS, not like meet up, but she been trying to meet up with her to exchange some things or do some things or whatever, whatnot. And God just put this all in the works, the right time, the right moment for everybody to witness it live and for 5A to call the police. So how y'all feel about that part? It was destined to happen. Per God, it was destined to happen. When I say I've been gagging all morning. I was trying to rest today and just lie around and get my rest in because I've been partying. I've been turning up ever since last Friday for my birthday, and tonight is a party at my cousin them house. And I've just been trying to lie around, and I swear I'm up there like tripping about what happened. And again, I'm no VS advocate. And again, I don't care how you feel about VS. I have to like put myself in those shoes. Like if somebody approach, you don't know if they gonna follow you back home, if they got something outside the car for you, if there's more people outside. Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I would have walked away. I know I probably wouldn't have. I just know I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have sat there and, like I said, syrup and pancakes and waffles and sausage grease and coffee and grits and would have been all over the place at the table. Like, you came up to me and sat at my table and started cussing me out. It don't go down like that. Not the way I was raised. And I don't care if I'm a full grown woman, go to church on Sundays, whatever, whatnot. It just, you just have to put yourself in the situation sometime. And not too many people would have just sat there and been like, okay, yeah, you cussed me out. Okay, I'm going to leave. You know what? I know it would have went down inside the IHOP. When she said, I'm going to keep coming back, and I'm going to keep coming back, I was like, oh, yeah, you want to keep coming back? You going to keep coming back for this arse whooping? Woo, child. Have you ever been in a fight? I don't know, some of y'all maybe never been in a fight. But when you grow up in the hood, sometimes you gotta fight. You gotta fight to defend yourself. Have you ever been in a fight where you whooped the snot out of somebody? Like, you whooped the snot out of somebody, and then next thing you know, you hear through the grapevine that they going around saying they whooped you? And you keep inviting them again for a rematch, but they don't never come back. They don't never approach you. They don't never make that appointment. Like, if you whooped me once, I had a chick do that before. Now, it was like about 20 witnesses there, and she got whooped up. I wrapped her all around the basketball pole at the basketball court. It was a hot mess. Like a hot mess. I wasn't messing with her. But she was telling everybody in the neighborhood that she was going to fight me because she thought I was a blood. She thought I was a blood because my school that I went to was predominantly blood territory, and I had a red letter jacket that my auntie had given me that she had when she went to that school, and she passed it out to me because I was then going to that school. And so I wore it sometime, and she thought I was a blood, so she told everybody in the neighborhood that she was gonna whip me up because she thought I was a blood. So I'm like, I don't even know this. And the funniest part, and I swear on my mama in heaven, on my Grammy in heaven, on my great grandma in heaven, the funniest part was the chick's name was Kiki. I swear to God, I swear to God Almighty. Her name was Kiki. And she had went around telling folks in the neighborhood, I'm gonna fight her, I'm gonna fight her, I'm gonna fight her. She, she in the wrong hood, she in the woo woo woo. Now, mind you, she didn't know me from Adam. She didn't know me from Adam. The majority of my family was Bloods. A portion of us was Crips. The guy I was dating at the time was a Crip. And okay, you get the point. Okay, I was not a Blood by far, but she thought I was a Blood, and she kept telling everybody she was gonna fight me. She gonna fight me, and I'm like, who is this girl? I don't even know this girl. Little did I know she stayed 6 houses down the road, down the street, and I had to pass her house every day, going to school, going to back and forth to school. I didn't even know this girl. One day she comes up to the basketball court while I'm playing, because I used to be a tomboy, by the way. And I used to play football, basketball, all that, right? So I was at the basketball court playing basketball with a whole bunch of boys, including my brothers. And up walks this girl and like 3 other women. And I guess this was the Kiki. I didn't know at the time, but she walked. It's crazy how her name is Kiki. It's crazy. But anyway, she walked up to the basketball court, and I'm just playing. I'm shooting. Whatever we playing on the basketball court. And the girl just standing there staring at me, and I'm like, who is this? And then somebody was like, oh, that's Kiki down the street. I'm like, Kiki, okay, this the girl that keeps saying she gonna fight me? Is this the girl that say she gonna fight me? So I'm like, okay, she got 3 chicks with her. It's me, it's my 2 bros, and about, I don't know, it was a whole bunch of other boys from the neighborhood. We played basketball all the time at this basketball court. And she's just standing there on the corner just staring at me. And I'm like, why she keep staring at me? So I'm constantly playing basketball, whatever, shooting, running around, doing my thing, minding my business. And then she just all of a sudden say, why are you staring at me? I wasn't even staring at her. I'm like, what is you talking about? And she's like, why are you staring at me? I'm going to do this with whatever. I don't know who this is. I don't know her from Adam. And she kept popping, bumping them gums. Next thing I know, that basketball that I had in my hand hit her dead in the face. And I went to molly whopping and monkey on that butt till she was out of her clothes, up against that basketball pole. And it went down. And my brothers ran in the house. Mama Tanya out there fighting again. And my mama, as usual, made sure she don't get jumped. There's 3 other chicks there. Then one of them jumped in. Now one of them jumped in because they didn't want that Tasmanian devil, as they called me back in the day, Taz. It was a mess. It was a hot mess. My point to that story is a lot of times when you ain't bothering nobody and you just minding your own business and somebody walk up to you and sweat you and approach you, you don't ever know what you're going to do. They might lose a nub reaching. But anyway, I'll tell you that story just to say again, I might be one of the nicest persons you could ever meet. And you might approach me on some rah, 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 and you're going to meet a whole totally different person. So again, regardless of how you think about VS, I know some of y'all hate her guts, some of y'all love her. I'm not a VS advocate. I'm just saying, if that would have been me up in that IHOP, ain't no telling what would have happened. And thank you. Happy New Year's, Crypto. Thank you, love. But you just can't never say what you would do in that situation. Me personally, I'm telling you, if somebody met me up somewhere and I know they've been trying to meet me or trying to whatever, and they come in my face and approach me and start popping off, I don't know what I can't say. I can't say I would walk away. I just can't say that. I'm just saying. IHOP might have got turned all the way out. It might have been turned all the way up. And you that tension from that situation, and you being put in a predicament where you're like, I would have been, no, honestly, I would have been like looking around like, where this chick come from? Who brought her here? How many people out there? I mean, I'm just saying, take the chick VS out the picture and put anybody else in there and say what you would have done. Honestly, like honestly speaking, what would you have done? If you can't say, well, I wouldn't have went outside. I wouldn't have what I mean. If somebody is following you and they done found you, you think they just gonna want to talk? And that's it. You can talk on YouTube. You can talk on IG. You can talk on Facebook. You can talk on Twitter. You can hit somebody up in the DMs. You can comment in the chat. But to meet you head up, straight up in your circle, and I'm telling you, the way that lady was leaning all in on that table, like all up in her face, and y'all can probably see every dot and every pore in my face, but I don't give a darn. Like the way she was leaning across that table, like, why are you leaning in on me? Like, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I watched that video I don't know how many times. And yes, VS could have got up and walked out and jumped in her truck and went back to her little townhome. And went back to her little townhome with her daughter and her son and jumped on YouTube and said, guess what happened, y'all? But you don't never know unless you in that situation what you would do. And it don't matter how many people she done mess with, how many, it don't matter. You have to just look at the situation head on. Like, I'm sorry, but the way some of y'all talk on here and the way some of y'all act on here, all rah rah, and I'm from here, and I'm from DC, and I'm from the Chi, and I'm from Florida, and I'm from Cali, and I'm from Compton, and I'm from wherever y'all be talking about y'all coming from, and y'all mean to tell me if somebody would approach y'all at a restaurant, they followed you, they stalking you, and they sit in your face and they popping off, they all up in your face, they leaning in, all in your face, looking you dead in the eye, like, what's up? And you would have just walked out? I mean, come on. I'm sorry, I wasn't raised that way. And I don't care what age I am and how bougie or bougetto I act now these days, but I'm not going to say I could have just walked away, because I would have been like, I would have automatically went into protect mode, like defense mode, like automatically. Like, no, you're not about to sit here and be up all in my face and talking your shit. Who are you? Where you come from? How you know it's gonna be here? I mean, okay, yes, did say on the live where she was going, but still, why are you here? What do you want from me? You must want something. You must want these hands. And that's what I'm trying to say. Y'all can look at it how y'all want to look at it. Y'all can be like, oh, VS, she wrong. She did this. I am not a VS advocate. I might say that 10 more times before I end this live. But I'm not a VS advocate. But I watch all y'all. All y'all. I've been watching all y'all before I even started my channel. And I think a lot of y'all would have done the same thing, if not worse. A lot of y'all would have done the same thing, if not worse. So all I have to say, and I'm gonna end this live because I told y'all earlier, my throat, I got a cold kinda, and my throat's been bothering me. So I'm about to take me some vitamin C, some orange juice, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of tea before I go to my family member's house tonight for our New Year's Eve party. But what I'm gonna say is, you better be careful who you run up on. VS was strapped. Now, if she would have shot that woman, what could her family and friends say? The first thing my family and friends would have said, if that was me and my family, we all from the hood, we all grew up in the gangs, we all that fought, went to prison, not me, but a lot of them, and it's nothing to swing on somebody if they're approaching you like that. And they would have said, if I would have been Sharine, if I would have done that, I know my family off tops would have said, "What was you doing there? Why did you go see that girl? What was the beef? What's going on? Why you what they shot my cousin? What happened? What was Tanya doing there? Why did you follow that person? Why did you what was you doing there?" Because that's the same exact thing I would have said if it was somebody related to me. Like, why did you go to that person? Why did you go uninvited? Why That's like walking up to somebody's house. And I told my cousin this the other day when I was on live on my birthday. See, I'm losing my voice. My cousin had walked in the house and she said, y'all probably seen that live the other day on my other channel. But my cousin had walked in the house and we was playing spades on my birthday. And she was like, "Man, I told this girl to come to my house and whoop, whoop, whoop." I'm like, "What the hell you telling people to come to your house for? You don't have nobody come to your house." Well, da 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 da. First of all, you don't invite nobody. If you got an issue with somebody, you meet them at a mutual location. You don't invite nobody to your house. You don't know who they gonna bring, what's gonna pop off, whatever your kids there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's the same thing. Don't approach me. I don't care where you are. Where we are. I don't care if we at church, because I done had about 3 fights in church. So I don't care if we in church. I don't care if we at the IHOP, the Mickey D's, the skating rink, the mall, wherever. Don't approach me and walk up in my face and act like you're gonna do something, popping off and bumping them guns, because you just might get mollywopped and monkey stomp, just like Sharine did. Just like Sharine did. The ranch, "Hey, what's up?" I'm just saying, I'm just keeping 100. I'm keeping it a buck. Y'all can sugarcoat this stuff and say VS was wrong all you want to. And she might be. I mean, I if this stuff goes any further, like to the law or to the police, because Five Babe sure did call the police department to report it. But if it was to go and that lady was to press charges on I mean, they gonna look at it from the whole angle. Like, you were not invited. Why did you go to this location? Why was you sweating this chick? I'm sorry, you got your ass whooped, and that's what you get. That's what you get. You don't walk up on nobody. You don't go to nobody's house. You don't go meet nobody nowhere where you are uninvited, talking shit and bumping your gums, and then get mad when you get your ass kicked. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. See, I'm about to get too pumped up here, and I'm trying not to get too pumped up because I'm already losing my voice. But I'm just saying, I'm being serious about this. It don't matter if it was VS or anybody, Tracy, Five Babe. Some of the people y'all hate and some of the people y'all love. If somebody comes up to you and approach you and they pop it off and you just, you gotta defend yourself. And I mean, you don't know what was going through her head at that time. You don't know. You don't know. And I'm just keeping it real. I ain't never had nobody come up to me and approach me and start bumping their guns, and I didn't lay them out. And I don't advocate fighting. I don't promote fighting. I don't advocate fighting. My sons will tell you this. Every time they done got in something, let's go to the teacher, let's go to the principal, let's go to the counselor, let's go to the last resort is fighting, defending yourself. If nothing else works, that's the last resort. So I don't advocate fighting or promote fighting. I actually tell this is funny because I just did a live last week or something, and I was telling y'all how I told my children when growing up, every fight isn't your fight, and sometimes you have to walk away, and sometimes you gotta just tuck your tail between your legs and suck in your pride, and you just have to leave so you can live to see another day. In the words of Pops, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just can't say how you would have reacted in another person's situation. You know what I'm saying? Just like, let's say if it was Tracy and Five Babe, and let's say Tracy would have still worked at that location when Five Babe and whatever that lady's name is would have went to her job, and Tracy was still working there. And Five Babe called in there, what was that stuff you talking about on YouTube? If Tracy would have laid her out on that floor, and then y'all be on YouTube like, oh, Tracy didn't have to hit her, she didn't have to punch her, she didn't have to. I mean, come on, y'all. Keep it real. Keep it real. This is the stuff the comments I'm seeing today is crazy. It's ludicrous. And again, for the 1,000th times, it don't matter how you feel about VS or anybody else that you hate on YouTube in this sector. You can't say what you would have done unless you was in that same situation. And a lot of y'all, from all that big talk y'all be talking on here, I'm from here, I'm from the Chi, I'm from Florida, I'm from DC, I'm from LA, I'm from the hood, I'm from, y'all probably would have done the same thing, if not worse. If not worse. So again, I'm about to get off this live. Like I said, I was gonna do earlier and rest because I don't feel so well, actually. And I do want to spend the evening with my family members and my friends to bring in New Year's Eve. So I'm out. Deuces. P.S. Don't walk up, don't run up, because you might get done up. That part.